Hello, welcome again. Somebody asked, what are the 5 best books on writing? Now, this was a rather easy question to answer because top of my head I can think of maybe 10 books, great books on writing, but I decided to recommend these 5. To start with, the first one is of course The Element of Style by Strunk and White, a true classic. I mean, this is the Bible of plain writing. If you haven't read it so far, you have to read this before reading anything else. I probably read it every other year, so it's always beautiful, source of inspiration. It's a very short, slim book. You can read in just a couple hours, and it will change your life as a writer. I guarantee you that. So the second one is not as well known, but it certainly changed the way I write things from a creative point of view. It's Writing Down the Bones, Freeing the Writer Within by Natalie Goldberg. She has written many other books. I probably have her 4 or 5 books. She's also a painter, and she's a very serious Zen student. When I first read this book, Writing Down the Bones, I was intrigued with the title itself. I mean, isn't that a beautiful title? Writing Down the Bones. It so many creative volcanoes exploded inside that I remember sitting down and writing like 4 or 5 pages nonstop right after I finished reading this book. Still from time to time, I love to go back and read passages or a chapter from it. So make sure read this one as well. Number 3 would be On Writing, a Memoir of the Craft by Stephen King. Now, I know some writers, literally serious writers, they poo-poo Stephen King. They say he's just a popular writer. You know, he's not on at the same level with the Faulkners or Ernest Hemingways or Annie Lamonts of this world. But if you read any of his novels, once you pick them up, you can't drop them until you reach the last page. So it's got a lot of good advice, this book. And one thing I still remember is you have to read a lot. And Stephen King is not only a prolific writer, but he is also an omnivorous reader by his own admission. He had always been a great reader all his life. And I can attest to that. If you can't read, if you're not a good reader, the chances are you will probably not become a good writer as well. The 4th one, Bird by Bird, Some Instructions on Writing in Life by Anne Lamott. So she's another great writer. And in this book, she goes down to the nitty-gritty of the creative process and shows you many ways in which you can approach your own work and be just as creative. So I highly recommend this as well. And the 5th and last one is Zen in the Art of Writing, Releasing the Creative Genius Within You by Ray Bradbury. I mean, Ray Bradbury was like, he was a writing machine. I don't know how many thousands of stories he wrote, how many novels he wrote. He was an extremely creative man. Here he says, every morning I jump out of bed and step on a landmine. The landmine is me. After the explosion, I spend the rest of the day putting the pieces back together. It's a very unusual approach to creative writing. I recommend this book as well. So here are 5 books that will definitely help you become a better writer. And with that, I say goodbye. See you in the next video. Take good care.